So, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. I appreciate all of you for coming for today's class. This is actually the third day of the beginners class. And thank you so much for the subscribers I got. For those that have attended the class, thank you so much. I just want to say that if you have not subscribed to that class, please do. Because when you subscribe, it gives you chances to get more of my upcoming videos. And please click on the notification bell and all of that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all for being part of this class. So let us see what we have for today. What we have for today is we are going to, like I said, when I was the beginners class, I said that trading management starts from day 3. And that's exactly what I'll be handling today. What exactly is trading management? Now, I will look into MetaTrader 4 and 5. I'll look into partial closing. I'll look into trade stopping. I'll look into swing trading. Then finally today, I'll look into hedging. Now, probably you'll be wondering, what does this man have to say about this class? So let's commence. Now, looking at my screen, I have MetaTrader 4 and 5. Like I told you yesterday or 2 days back, that MetaTrader 4 is actually designed from Meta Code language. Are you with me? And it was designed in 2005. And the software is licensed to foreign exchange brokers who provide the software to their clients. This device was designed and by a language, programming language called Meta Code Language 4. It was given to brokers so that they can give to their clients so that they can trade successfully with it. Are you with me? I'll give you this PDF for you to read. Now, MetaTrader 5 was now designed 2013, April precisely. Now, look at my screen. There are 2 parts of MetaTrader 4 and 5. Presently, what we have is MetaTrader 4 and 5. Like I said, maybe someday MetaTrader 6 will be designed. But what is the difference between MetaTrader 4 and 5? Number one key difference I would like to talk about is MetaTrader 4 has 4 pending orders. MetaTrader 5 has 6 pending orders. And MetaTrader 4 works with it has no depth of markets and there are no economic calendar. But MetaTrader 5 has a depth of market and there's economic calendar that is shown. See, if you work with these 2 platforms, I have the opportunity to work with the 2 of them. I can see how unique they are. But one thing I am going to say about them is that MetaTrader 4 is like somebody who is using Windows 7. And MetaTrader 5 is like somebody who is using Windows 5. I used to remember when I was using Windows 7, I was always telling myself that I will never leave Windows 7 because I'm so unique. Sorry about that. It was a network problem. Sorry about that. So let's continue. So like I was saying, MetaTrader 4 has pending orders. MetaTrader 5 has 6 pending orders. Now, I've been opportune to work with the 2 of them. I discovered that MetaTrader 4 looks so much like Windows 7. MetaTrader 5 looks so much like Windows 10. Please, let's quickly proceed. I'll give you all these PDFs to read. So this is it. Now, MetaTrader 4 has buy stop, sell stop, buy limit, and sell limit. MetaTrader 5 has buy stop, sell stop, buy limit, sell limit, buy stop limit, and sell stop limit. Please, if the network disconnects, don't worry, we'll get back to it, please. Just stay put and I'm sure it will connect back. So let's start. What is the major thing I want to talk about today? You'll be wondering, this man has been reading notes. Is he not going to do practicals? And that's exactly what I want to do. What's the major thing we'll be doing today? The first thing I want us to look at tonight is partial closing. The first thing I want us to look tonight is partial closing. Let's say we have made a trade running in the market. So if we have this trade running in the market, let's say you have a lot size, which is 0.0. Let's say you have a currency pair, and the currency pair is actually Euro USD. Let's say the currency pair, like I said, is Euro USD. Now, let me say something tonight. Whenever a trade is running in the market and you're in profit, that trade will be showing blue. Let's say you have made like $20. Now, if you observe, let's say this trade is running and you are feeling worried, like, wow, this trade is running. What's the tendency that I might even take this profit? Let me show you what it will look like in the chart. Let's say in the chart, this is the Forex chart. You know, in the Forex market, when you are buying, your take profit is up. That reminds me, let me quickly define take profit. What's take profit? Take profit is called target profit, and is actually the point whereby the market reaches and the market closes in profit. Stop loss is the point whereby the market reaches and the market closes in loss. Now, if you now have a stop loss here, I am showing you the chart of this trade that is running. I'm just laying examples here. Let's say you have a trade, the trade is running, and this trade started consolidating. Now, what is consolidation? Consolidation is when buyers and sellers, they are fighting seriously in the market. They call it pullback. It's a consolidation. The buyers and sellers, they are dragging the market. Then somehow, you can now say, well, since this market is misbehaving, let me take part of this profit. How can you take part of this profit? Just click on that currency pair running, go to modify. Once you click on modify, you change your lot size to 0.0. You can just book part of the profit. If you want 0.03, good. If you want 0.04, beautiful. For me, I will make it 0.04. Once I click on that, once I change that lot size to 0.04, at the bottom, I will see something like close with profit. I'll see something at the bottom like close with profit. I'll see something like close with profit. At the bottom, you see that lot size you have modified to. It will now show you what it will do. It will now close in probably $16. So once you close that in profit, in your profit margin, you are going to see something like $16 showing. And guess what? You'll be left in the market with 0.01 running. And don't forget, because you have taken $16 out of this $20, you are left with $4. So if this trade now runs to your profits and maybe you make extra $8 to it, glory be to God, then that means that you have $24 in your profit margin. And if, God forbid, that trade goes the reverse, it was now minus $8. You have nothing to worry about because why? You have just $8 remaining. At least $8 is not bad. Up Forex rate, $8 is 4,800. Are you with me? So before I continue this class, I just want to announce one more time to everybody. Yesterday, I told you about the advanced class coming up. And I told you that the advanced class is going to take place from 15th of August to 29th of August. So now, what is the cost of this advanced class? The cost for the advanced class is 10,000 naira. And like I said, I dropped the account details and I'm still going to drop tomorrow. If you want to start making your payments, you can get in touch with me. You can WhatsApp me. You know my contacts. I'm the host in that group. So you can, I'm the admin rather. You can WhatsApp me. Then once you pay, I'll add you straight to the class. Because all these things we are doing here, it is more than this. It is more than this. We need to still look deeper into the market and see what works for you. Are you with me? So that is that about partial closing. So now, let's now proceed to the next phase. And what is the next phase? The next phase is trade stopping. Now, trade stopping is exactly what I would like to talk about. Now, trade stopping, some people call it trade stop. Trade stopping is when, look at it, when you have trade stopping is also another way of managing the forex market. Are you with me? Trade stopping is another way of managing the forex market. How? Let me explain myself. Let's say I am in that same trade. With that same chart I was showing you. This is the entry point. This is the take profit. And let's say this is the stop loss at the bottom. Now, let's say the entry point value for this trade was 1.26. So it was 1.26389. I'm just giving you this value, 1.26389. And let's say the stop loss is actually 1.1000. Now, let's say you're adding 20 pips to this, or just 5 pips. Then you have 1.2. Let me make this thing larger, please. 0.0000. Now, what's trade stopping? Trade stopping is the market was going in your favor. All of a sudden, the market was consolidating. That same example I gave you previously in that chart while I was taking partial closing. Then you now felt that, if I leave this trade like this, and I run at a loss, what do I do? There was a day I was teaching somebody in the beginner's class. The person said he never knew they can modify stop loss. Stop losses can be modified. How? Once you go to modify on that your trader is running, there you have the stop loss and the take profits. Change the value of that your stop loss. Change the value of your stop loss. Class, if you look at it so closely, you will see that my value, if I take my stop loss above this, you do your mathematics, my value will virtually be something like maybe 1.28000. Can you see? Maybe 1.20. Do you know what this means? That let's say your target from here to this place was $20. Immediately you trade stop. If the trade now misbehaves and comes down to hit your stop loss, but sir, you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to worry about, because at the end of the day, you still have like $10 registered in your profit margin. Are you with me? You still have like maybe $10, $11, $12 registered in your profit margin. Are you with me? So that is trade stopping. I want to speak another English. There are some terminologies we see in the forex market. And there's something I'll talk about. They call it break even. I'm sure some of you have heard about it. And if you've not heard, it should not be new to you. Break even. What exactly is break even? Break even is when a trade is seriously threatening. I've explained between trade stopping. I'll stop there. Let's say a trade is seriously threatening, like the trade is coming to your direction. You can simply come here, click on modify. See, You know where you have your entry point value. I will show you these things in the advanced class. You know where you have your entry point value. Just you notice that where you have 1.2639, this value, you can now modify this your stop loss to what? 1.2639. Once you, immediately you do this, immediately you change this your value of stop loss to your entry point, immediately you will see that the trade, this stop loss will come and stay on top of your stop loss, your entry point. It will come here and stay on top of what? On top of your stop loss. So that's break even. So even if this trade goes against you and hits your entry point, you have nothing to worry about, because what? At the end of the day, it will struck you and you have only $0.00. Are you with me? So you have nothing to worry about. So in this case, you have no loss. So that is that for trade stopping. Let me now explain swing trading to you. Let me explain swing trading to you. What is swing trading? You know, sometimes when we are in this forest journey, we usually have some kind of experiences whereby some people will be sending signals to you. Well, I always tell people, I'm not saying giving out signals is not good. Me, I give out signals to people where they pay for that service. But there's nothing like knowing it and doing it by yourself. Are you with me? There's nothing like knowing it and doing it by yourself. Now, let us go to a trade. Let's say you want to swing trade. And let's say a signal was given to you. And that signal was GBP USD. Mr. Samuel Faith, welcome, sir. So on GBP USD, let's say the signal was.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's say the signal was buy by market. Sorry, buy by market is market execution. Buy stop at buy stop at 1.26. 310. Remember yesterday I told you that your peak is the fourth value from the decimals. Now, let's say I had 10 pips to this. If I have 10 pips to this, then it means that your take profit one, your TP1 will give you 1.26410. Let's say there is a take profit 2. Then your TP2, let's say you add another 10 pips. You know why I'm taking my time to add all these 10 pips? So that some of us will not say we still don't know how to calculate pips. Mr. Babatunde, he asked me a question yesterday. I've not answered him. I really pray time permits. I will answer you, sir. So this will be 1.26510. Let's say my stop loss is actually SL. Just permit me to use something very far for my stop loss. This is a signal they will give to you that you should trade with. This is a very good example of what a signal is. And this kind of signal is known as a swing trading signal. Why is it swing trading? Because your take profits are up to 2. Are you with me? Your take profits are up to 2. Now, assuming it was up to TP3, then you have triple traded. Are you with me? Then you have triple traded. Now let's go to the chart of this analysis. Let's see on my chart. This is my entry point. Then this is my TP1. Then this is my TP2. Then this is my stop loss. According to this analysis I have here. Now remember that from the entry point to the TP1, if you are trading with a $500 account, 10 pips exactly is $5 with a $500 account. If you are trading with a $500 account, from year to year will be a 20 pips. So this 20 pips will probably be $10. So it means that if from year to year is 5 pips, let's say you have a trade running. The trade was running. Immediately the trade struck your entry point. You are already in the market. Immediately that trade struck your entry point, you are in the market. So if that trade now goes up, let's say the trade goes up and hits TP1. Once that trade hits TP1, guess what? You have $10 registered in your profit margin. I said $10, $5. Now, if that trade goes further, please, immediately it hits your 10 pips and you have your $5, this line will disappear. It means TP1 no more exists here. Now, if this trade goes up again, and hits TP2, congratulations, because you have another $10 registered in your profit margin. So when you have $5 and $10 together, you're going to have what? $15. So with this, now something came to my mind while I was making my research. Let's say, God forbid, after this thing struck TP1, this thing went up. It started misbehaving. It now started coming down. Do you know that you can move your stop loss? Like I taught you, you can now move this stop loss above this entry point. So immediately you move this stop loss above that entry point. Now, you will notice something. You will discover that even if this trade comes down to misbehave, to hit your stop loss above your entry point, you don't have to feel bad. Why? Because you have, and maybe probably you have like $4 added to that $5 in the profit margin. And maybe instead of you making $15, you eventually make what? $9. To me, this is not bad, because at the end of the day, our major intent in the forex market is to make profits. Are you with me? Our major intent in the forex market is what? Is to make profits. Thank you very much. Let us now go to edging. That'll be the last one for today before I take questions, because I want to really answer questions today. Let's go to edging. What is edging? Edging is a way of preventing a lost trade to incur further loss. Let me explain my English. Let's say somebody like Mr. Shuaibu sent me a message that, Mr. Gospower, God forbid, I'm having a loss, and that loss is almost $100. And the first thing I will ask Mr. Shuaibu is, Mr. Shuaibu, you're having a loss. What is the currency pair you are trading? Let's say it says the currency pair is trading is AUD JPY. AUD JPY is Australian dollar to Japanese yen. Now, if Mr. Shuaibu looks closely, I will ask him, are you on a buy or you're on a sell? He said, well, Mr. Gospower, I'm on a buy. I'll tell him good. Remember, it was actually on minus $100. Do you know what I'll tell Mr. Shuaibu? I'll tell Mr. Shuaibu to what? To enter that same trade again. When he enters that same trade, AUD USD again, remember it was on a loss. So when he enters this trade, he will not enter this trade as a sell, as a buy rather. Rather, it will enter this trade in the reverse, which is a sell. Once you enter that trade as a sell, remember that this trade will be reading. So if this one is not increasing as probably 110 minus $110, Mr. Shuaibu on the other side will be having $10. Please, I need you all to see the mathematics I'm doing. If Mr. Shuaibu is now, God forbid, having a loss of minus $150, is having a loss of minus $150, Mr. Shuaibu will be increasing here by what? By $50. Can you see? So in other words, if you look at the three analyses I gave, there is no way this man will be going up, that this will not be increasing. So in that way, even if it looks like a loss in that way, it is looking like a profit in the other way. But guess what? Hedging is not really something I advise anybody to go into. So the best thing for you to survive this kind of market condition is to refund your account in case if your account is totally down. Are you with me? So that is that. Yes, back to Mr. Babatunde's question. I don't know if he's in the house. Oh, he's not in the house. Oh, he's in the house.
I'm in the house.
Okay, thank you, class. The man asked me. I think the man noticed when I was doing the mathematics that 139, something of such. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel wants to ask a question. I'll come to you. Mr. Babatunde, from market analysis,
Sir.
The highest condition you can have here is 99. Because if you put 100, it will exceed. So how can you now add 100 pips to this condition? The only way 100 pips can be added, do your mathematics, sir. Instead of you putting
yes.
100 here, you now go to the currency pair and increase it by 1.00. Are you seeing it, sir? You now increase it by what? 1.00.
Okay.
So that eventually, if you do your mathematics down, sir, 45 will come down, right? Then
yes.
Dot. Then 9 plus 1 is 0. You put 1 here. This is 4.
0.
So in this case, sir, we have successfully added 100 pips with confidence. Mr. Babatunde, please don't mistake me here. If you add 1 pip here, it's a different thing because it will be 139.46. But 100 pips must fall at the level of pips. You get it. So, class, for you to enjoy more of this, please subscribe.
Thank you, sir.
Class. If you want to make payments from now, because anytime anybody makes a payment, we'll add the person automatically to the Telegram group and you start your class on Monday. That class is full 2 weeks. In fact, you enjoy it. Mr. Emmanuel, please ask your questions, please. Your hand is up. Mr. Babatunde, hope that was clear.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Emmanuel, please. Yeah, ask your questions, Mr. Emmanuel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, yes, sir.
Hello, sorry to interrupt, sir.
Okay, I'm with you.
Please, when is how much is money for the class?
I said the cost for the class is 10,000 naira, sir. And the class is going from 15th of August to 29th of August. Full 2 weeks for yourself. This 4 days class is not enough. That's just the truth. But in that class, before you finish 2 weeks, sir, Mr. Samuel, I want you to quote me. In fact, you can mark this date. Before
Yes,
you finish that 2 weeks training, you would have found a strategy that works for you to profit in the market. Are you? You would have found something that will say, okay, this is what's
yes,
for me. Are you? If anybody is interested to make the payment, I can display the account details for you right now. But all the same, I will still put the old details after the training tomorrow on the WhatsApp platform. You get that, sir?
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So who else again is asking questions, please? Mr. Emmanuel is raising his hand, but the network is disturbing the man. Mr. Shoaibu. Mr. Shoaib, you don't have a question? Mr. Nas. You don't have a question? Please, we'll ask your questions. We still have like 5 more minutes.
Sir, my question will be tomorrow, sir. Thanks, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Any other question?
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I've been listening to your analysis, though I'm yet a beginner and everything. So the thing is like, at some point I will understand what you're saying. At some point I will be off, just on and off, on and off. But I know that with time I will get better. And if I will keep, I've already subscribed to your YouTube channel already.
Okay.
The videos, I know that with time I will keep watching the video over and over again in order to get better on it. But
Okay.
what I want to ask is, you explained on the stop sell and the buy stop or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Before you start trading, do you put those things in place before you start trading?
Now,
Those values, do you set them before you start trading?
yes.
Or do you just go into the market
Let me explain myself.
and in the process of you trading, then you now put on those values?
Let me explain myself. Number one, if you don't understand some of those things we are teaching, you can rewatch my YouTube video.
Okay.
I'm hearing a noise from somewhere. Let me move to the house while I explain. So now what I'll tell you, Mr. Madu, is this. This is what I'll tell you.
Right.
There are two ways of entering the forex market. The first
Okay.
way to enter the market is market execution. The other way to enter the market is pending orders. Are you with me, sir? Now, listen, let me differentiate the two of them. Market execution is when you dive directly into the market. You see an opportunity, hey, it's a buy. Boom, you shoot in. Once you enter the market, there is a region where I will show you in the advanced class. You have to locate your entry points. That entry point value is where you now do your mathematics that, okay, should I buy or I should sell? That's where you do your TP calculation. But your pending order is like, I want to go to ShopRite now. Maybe I will tell my wife that I'm going to ShopRite, but I'm going to ShopRite next week, Friday. And I have calculated some money I'll be using for ShopRite. That money will be in my house. And once that Friday comes, it means that once I get to ShopRite, that money will be spent in ShopRite. You get it? So what I'm trying to say is this. For pending order, there's a way I will show you in the advanced class. You will enter as pending order like buy stop. You will now set your entry point, set your take profits, and set your stop loss. Even when you click on placer, you are not in the market. You will be in the market when the moving candles hits your entry point. Once they hit your entry point, it is no more a pending order. It becomes a market execution. Are you with me? That means that you are now in the market. You get it? That means you are now in the market. See, like I said, sir, for you to get this thing to the fullest, just try your best to subscribe to that advanced class. Just try your best to subscribe so that all these things, because I'm still going to even break some things down in the advanced class. Are you with me? Especially in the early stage. You get it. So is it clear to you, sir, what I said?
Yes, it's really clear to me. It's really clear to me. But another thing I want to say here is that okay, you're a good teacher. You're really a good teacher.
Thank you.
You the way you're breaking it down is very, very understandable to me, and I believe other participants are also following what you are saying.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, but my question now is, the way you are breaking it down now, is it the same speed the forest works in terms of market value?
Of course. Of course. If you follow, you mean the speed?
Yeah, the speed of you earning or losing. How fast is it?
Mm-hmm. Earning or losing depends on the strategy you use.
Because what I'm saying now is, let me say you want to change you're watching the graph. How fast does the graph move in a very slow way or in a very fast way?
It depends. Okay? Hello, sir. It depends on your time frame. I will show you these things in TradingView in the advanced class. It depends on your time frame. Your time frame tells if a candle is fast or is slow. If you're on 5 minutes
Okay.
time frame, it's faster than 4 hours time frame. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on your time frame. The speed of the candles depends on your time
Okay.
frame.
Wow.
Yeah.
God will see us through.
Thank you, sir. I hope I answered your question correctly, sir.
Yes, yes, I understood very well.
Yeah.